Today's the day where we're spilling the beans on everything to do with Becky's life. So I wanted to have a chat with everyone, just talking about when van life isn't really van life, or is it? Now, we've had a lot of people commenting on my videos and on Mel's videos, and if you don't know Mel, I'll link his channel up here, saying that he's on the drive, I'm in the house, so we're technically not living full-time van life or doing van life at all. And I just want to open up on that discussion really, because I think van life is whatever you decide it to be. It doesn't have to be that you live full-time in your van. You could just be a weekender. You could just have a passion for vans and living off-grid. It doesn't mean that you aren't as valid as somebody else who is travelling full-time and living full-time in their van. And I think we actually have to be more socially open to people having a connection with van life no matter what their circumstances. And I also want to divulge a little bit more about my personal circumstances, which is why I haven't been able to do as much in my van as I originally planned. So let's get talking about that. As some of you know who have been following me for a while now, and if you haven't, then you can go back and check my other videos, but I currently live with my parents, both of which have health conditions, and back in 2020 when the first lockdown happened, my father contracted sepsis. He then had kidney failure and ended up in intensive care during the worst possible time of COVID. He had half an hour to live, and the specialists basically phoned me up and my mum up to say that we had to say our goodbyes and that he wasn't going to survive. Luckily, I don't know how, but he survived. He then had to spend the next 6 months recovering, and with me being the only one available at home, I became his full-time carer. Now, this isn't even including the fact that my mum has dementia, she's disabled, and she has diabetes. So not only was I her full-time carer since she got worse over the years, but now I was the full-time carer of him too. But van life got me through that because I had already had my van, but I just couldn't work on it. It was sat on the driveway waiting to be done. And so as Dad got better, and through those summer months at the end of him recovering, I think it was about September time, that I contacted Mel. And I said, look, this is the situation. I can't do this project on my own. Please, can you come and help me? And it was only from the goodness of his heart that he came and helped me complete it. And honestly, I couldn't have done it without him. And he literally saved me from that period of my life. What happened onwards from there was that we obviously got to know each other really well and got together. It's been a beautiful couple of years together. However, the plans that we had made to have vans and to go travelling soon started unravelling. And that was because my parents. Now, people don't understand what it's like to be a carer, except for people who are carers. So for any of you out there that are watching this video and you are a carer, I completely sympathise with you, and I would like to give you my love and support and say that we are all in this together. And if my channel brings you some comfort or some entertainment when you're in those dark moments and dark days of caring for another or caring just for yourself in a dark time, then that is a beautiful thing, and I hope that it will give you some comfort. Because right now, this week, right today, as I'm filming this, we all have COVID. I'm isolating, I'm just walking here on my own. But my mum has been incredibly hard to look after. She's messed herself quite often, like we're talking multiple times in the day. I have to wheel her from one room to the other in the hopes that I get her to the toilet in time. Most of the time it doesn't happen because she's also incontinent. And my dad, although he is a person in the house, he is not aware, and he's He's got issues of his own. He has autism, so he doesn't understand the implications of his actions on others. So no blame on anyone, but it just complicates everything. Now my brother is actually back in the country now, and he's able to help me, thank God. But it's just a very hard week right now, and videos and van life in general have just been plaguing on my mind a lot, and I just feel very guilty and upset that I haven't been able to upload for you guys and give you more of the happy van life side. But then I thought, actually, I don't want to portray that. I want to show the reality that even if you have a van and you love van life and you have all these grand plans, sometimes they don't happen and you have to go with the flow. So for example, Mel's had loads of comments recently asking him about why he's living on my driveway or my father's driveway. And does he use the house? Why can't he use the house? The actual truth of the matter is that my dad is a very old-fashioned gentleman. He doesn't approve of the fact that we are in a relationship and unmarried. We have had a few conflicts, myself and him, about the fact that this is an issue. So that's bottom line, that's just him. I have to accept that. But that, excuse me, it's my throat starting to go now. But that impacts on, obviously, mine and Mel's relationship. So when we go away, we have a fantastic time and we love being together. But when we come back, because of my responsibilities, he has to live on the driveway. Mel is allowed to come up and use the shower and the toilet, but that's it. So this is me sharing a very, very close information, and I hope that it's received with a kind heart. It's not blaming anyone, and it's not pointing the finger at anyone. I'm just telling you the scenario, because hopefully it will help people understand a little bit more. Now, in regards to us being able to go away a lot more, that also isn't possible right now, as I just explained. I'm really sorry if my voice is getting worse. It's just because I'm starting to develop a little bit of a dry throat. I haven't had hardly any symptoms. I mean, this is probably the worst. I'm on day 3 or day 4, I think. And yeah, this is the worst I've been, just with my throat sounding like a frog. But I've been really, really lucky, and thank God, because I've been able to look after Mum. But that doesn't mean to say that it's easy or that it's okay. I'm putting on a brave face for this video because about 10 minutes before this video, I was crying in the car. So just bear with me. So anyway, going back to van life, I mean, I think we should all be much more inclusive, and whatever van life means to you and whatever you can get from van life should be what it is. I wanted to go into van life, being full-time living in it, but I just can't do that. So the other reason why I can't travel at the moment is also because of the financial issues that I've had with my business, and that I haven't earned very much, and I'm still trying to get it back on its feet. I've had a really solid client base, and everyone loves coming, and they keep coming back, and it's brilliant. But when you're hit with a situation that you can't control, it's very difficult and it's very stressful. And all I'm trying to do is just hold it lightly and just let things unfold as they need to. When work comes in, I have to work, which also means that we're not as flexible at the moment as I would have wanted to be. You know, Mel's very flexible. He can work and travel as he goes. I can't until I make that transition to be able to move my massage business and my Reiki and my tarot reading into the van. And I will be doing that this year. It's just getting over this next few months, I think, and really switching everything up. So there are exciting times coming. It's just a bit out of reach at the moment. So yeah, Mel is on the driveway, bless his heart, purely because he doesn't want to leave me. Even if he can't necessarily be hands-on, he's my support, and anything that I need doing with the van or around the house or just with me, we go shopping together, all that sort of stuff. He is helping me with that in so many ways, so I will forever be grateful to him for that support. And when we do get away, we have an amazing time, but it's not possible for me to go away weeks on end. I have to come back. Long story short, I'm basically trying to say that that's okay, and if you can only manage a weekend away or a day away, Or even if you just sit down like we are doing now and watching YouTube videos about van life because you can't leave. Because you can't leave the house or your health doesn't permit it. Or you just like indulging in a different point of view or a different way of life. I think that's still van life, you know?